Good morning. Good morning to you here in the sanctuary, and good morning to those of you online. It's a beautiful day. Welcome to our community meditation. Thank you for being here with us as we connect in consciousness. My name is Judy Poteet, and I am your practitioner for the day. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones so that we may have uninterrupted time together. Yep, I did mine. This meditation is a blend of spoken word and silence, accompanied by some beautiful music. It will last approximately 15 minutes if I've timed it right. There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. These words were spoken by Ernest Holmes on his daily radio show, which we would now call a podcast, if he were here today. And it's been added to. There's a power in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it, and it can use you. One of the things that we can do is to learn to accept and expect this power to flow through everything we do. We can combine our belief in this power with the conscious use of it for a definite purpose. Each of us has a greater ability and resources than we have yet to realize. During this meditation, I will be speaking in the first person. So I encourage you to use my words as your words for this time of contemplation. So I invite you to take a deep breath and begin to center yourself. I like to close my eyes or soften my gaze by looking down. Take another breath. And as you do, focus on your breathing, not to regulate or change, but to simply observe your breath. Knowing that it is of God, it will bring you to a deeper relaxation, a deeper sense of peace. And as you breathe, imagine breathing through your heart space. Just simply observe as that breath of God, breathes into your heart space. And think about the things that you appreciate, feeling a sense of gratitude. So I invite you to begin to center yourself. Contemplate this idea. There is an infinite power in the universe, an unlimited power for good, greater than I am. Yes, an infinite, eternal, almighty power for good. I now accept this action of this power in my life. I accept this power. I know that there is a strength, an energy, an aliveness that is flowing through me and out into everything I think, say, or do. I am a conduit for the infinite, almighty power for good. I now turn to the Spirit within me. I know that it is close to me. It is what I am, and it governs my life in harmony and in peace. And I know that through me, Spirit brings joy and happiness to everyone I meet. Through this power of the indwelling Spirit, I am a blessing to myself and to others. I now receive confidence and inspiration from the source of all life. I believe that love is guiding me. I believe there is a divine power that goes before me and makes perfect my way in prosperity, in peace, joy, and wholeness. I believe this power is flowing through me, flowing to the prosperity, peace, joy, and wholeness of those around me. I completely recognize and accept this flow of power through me, manifesting itself beautifully in every aspect of my life. I speak the word of health for my body, for my feelings and my thoughts. I know that the divine within me is the power for good that brings this wholeness into complete being. I speak the word of divine guidance and the words of wisdom, the wisdom of the universe. As these words well up within me as a beacon to lead me into paths of excellence, to illumine and make straight and clear my everyday path. I now affirm and deeply accept divine guidance. I believe that I am sustained by an infinite power, guided by an infinite intelligence, and guarded by an infinite love. I feel this presence in, around, and through me, and through all people. There is a power greater than I am, upon which I may rely. And I am relying on this power, and I am letting this intelligence govern and guide me. I am fully aware of the protection of divine love. As it is time for this meditation to end, I begin to become aware of my surroundings. And I still embrace this power for good. I accept this power for good. I claim this power for good, knowing that it is ever present, ever active in my life. I am a conduit for the infinite, creating a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. I truly am a center for spiritual living. And keeping these thoughts in mind, I invite you to feel the support of the chair, to begin to become aware of your surroundings. You might want to move your body. Take a deep breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. This concludes our meditation today. Thank you for being with us in spiritual practice. Service will begin at 10 a.m., which is about 15 minutes from now. In the meantime, enjoy conversations with each other.
The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you. The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you. The one.
There are times in my life when I am stronger than I've ever been. There are times in my life when I believe I can do no wrong. There are moments when yes, I can believe I am shining brighter. Well, sister, stand up. Believe in all that you can be. Brother, remember who you are. Be strong. Hold tight to that vision, 'cause no one can never take it away from you. Be strong. Live your life with passion. You've got to keep on and hold tight to your vision. There are mountains to climb, more songs to sing, and tears to be cried. There'll be moments of loss, moments of winning, in a lifetime of love. If I just keep in my mind, without any doubt, that I'm flying higher, sister, stand up. Believe in all that you can be. Brother, you got to know who you are. Be strong. Hold tight to that vision, 'cause no one can never take it away from you. Be strong. Live your life with passion. You've got to keep on and hold tight to your vision. This is the moment to rise up. You know the sun's coming out. Your new life starting now. Can't keep you down. Your spirit's rising. Oh, be strong. Hold tight to that vision, 'cause no one can ever take it away from you. Be strong and live your life with passion. You got to keep on and hold tight to, surrender to the shining through your vision, your vision.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing.
the voices of the wind. Every dream that reaches out to find where love begins. Every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness in the silences when words are not enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God above. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Mountains to the valleys, from the river to the sea. Every hand that reaches out, every hand that reaches out to offer peace. Every simple act of mercy, every step to kingdom come. All the hope in every heart, speak what love has done. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness in the silences when words are not enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God above. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. I will testify to love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness in the silences when words are not enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God above. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness in the silences when words are not enough. With every breath I take, I will give thanks to God above. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to
Something's calling me.
It was like something was calling me and pulling me into a different direction. And then I found Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas. My relationship with the center has shown me a deeper realization of God and how this indwelling presence guides, sustains, and directs me in every capacity and every experience in my life. As I continue to study the teachings of these great mystics and sages, I will find more love, peace, and a general sense of universal good and harmony in my life.
Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before.
Is something calling you?
Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real with Reverend Laura. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.
This is Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation.
I am just in awe of the beauty of these commercials. Aren't they amazing? Thank you, Joe. I tell you, the quality that we have here is second to none in our movement, the quality of the work that we have. Well, welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, everyone. I'm Reverend Laura Hallett, and I am excited to be here on this first Sunday of spring. This is a glorious day. I am just absolutely full of it right now. So it's going to be spilling over, I can tell. It's one of those days. So I'm so happy to see so many wonderful faces that I've seen before and know and love, and I'm so happy to see some people that I've never seen before. Thank you all for being here. And I want to say hi to the people whose faces I can't see who are joining us online. If you would, turn and wave at the camera back there, over there by the clock, Joe is. We appreciate our online audience. We have a very robust online audience that participates with us each week through all of our various offerings. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel yet, it's really a delight. There's something new put on there every day. And speaking of new and wonderful, we have our wonderful music director, Justin Vogel, who is new every day. I can tell that. So he's also full of it this morning. We have just been
always.
We have been going like crazy. So we're going to start off with...
We come together.
We come together. So if you
Comfortable,
would
stand
stand
and
up.
join us. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together, we come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I bow to you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. All right, if you're comfortable, greet your neighbor at this time.
This meet and greet has a life of its own. I love it. I love it. I love it. You sit back and you watch it. It was like watching the Labyrinth Walk last week when everybody comes together and then it expands out and then it goes back in and there's a breath to it and it's just amazing to stand from a distance and watch what happens. It's really quite incredible. All right, so we're going to shift our focus here now and go into a little bit more contemplative time during our service. We have a practitioner of the day, Judy Petit, who brought us a beautiful meditation this morning. She's going to come up and do the affirmation with you and then an invocation. And I think Justin wants you to sing along with him today. So,
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and put those words up, and then when Joe's ready, he can get them ready for you. Okay, Judy.
Good morning and welcome. The affirmation is on the screen. I will read it and then we'll read it together. I define who I am. I decide what I do. I control how I live my life. I am powerful. Ready? I define who I am. I decide what I do. I control how I live my life. I am powerful.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Please join me. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. The presence of that almighty divine power, that creative intelligence, that dynamic, unconditional, eternal love. It is here within each and every individual. It is wherever life exists. It is the presence, the power, the love, the creativity, the joy, the peace, the wholeness. And I celebrate this time of awareness, this time of recognition for each and every person, that this power is within and is constantly and consistently available. It is always here now. And it adapts. It leads us into wherever is ours to know, to experience. And it is there always within, in all circumstances. And I am so grateful to know this, to celebrate this, and to know that is why we are here today. To learn, to listen, to know, to experience this power within. Yes, I got the power, and so it is.
Please affirm this with me. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And thank you. You guys make a wonderful choir. We really appreciate that. And it just really fills the whole space with that aliveness of spirit when we recognize it in such a way. So for the month of March, we are talking about power. So I talked a little bit at the first week, and then the second week we had Reverend Carol Lotz speaking about the power of love. Last week we had our beloved practitioners speaking about the power of self, the power of connection, the power of community, and they closed it out with a wonderful demonstration of the power of prayer through our prayer wall. It was just a wonderful experience to be in it, and I like it when I can sit back and receive too. So for me, it was a wonderful experience. So thank you all practitioners. That was a really great service last week. So this week we're going to continue on and talking about we got the power, that it's in us all the time, that it always has been, it always will be. It is the very nature of who we are, this dynamic, creative power that has brought forth everything into existence. So I started off the month by talking about how Ernest Holmes defines spiritual power. And he says that spiritual power is a dynamic quality of the invisible essence of life, intelligence, and law, which we call God or first cause. The thing that initiates everything into being. That is the power. That is that creative, dynamic force that is always bringing itself into expression in all the multitudes of ways that we see it exhibit itself. Through each creature, through each plant, through each animal, through each star in the sky. Every single thing is that dynamic, creative energy of that love intelligence that's brought itself forth into expression. So Ernest Holmes, who was our founder of Science of Mind, he taught that, in the Science of Mind philosophy here, he taught that through the power of our mind, we are constantly creating the conditions of our life. Well, that's the good news and the not so good news. Sometimes we wind up in conditions in our lives that we really did not want to experience. I personally believe it's all for the evolution of our soul, but, this still doesn't make it happy to have it. He says we are always using this innate creative power, whether we're using it consciously or unconsciously. And it's usually when we're using it unconsciously that we're creating those situations we really didn't want to experience. It's those hidden beliefs. It's those ideas that we haven't really processed through that somehow have got locked into us that we think are true and that we're giving them a power that they don't really actually have. By our beliefs, by our reaction to them, by the way that we approach them and the way that we deal with them in our lives, we actually give some of that stuff power. We give away our power to them, and they wind up showing up in our lives in ways that we didn't necessarily want. All of this power begins to shape what we experience today, and it shapes what we experience tomorrow. By our hidden beliefs, by that unconscious ideas that we have, we begin to experience things in our lives. And again, we can experience wonderful things and we can experience those things that we'd rather not through that. So, through our ability to tap into a power for good within ourselves, we can find solutions to our problems. You know, this Wednesday night we're talking about how to heal our pain through our mind-body connection. You know, pain is something that pretty much everybody's going to experience in some form or another in their life. And sometimes we can do things that actually begin to heal that within ourselves in a way that doesn't require medicine or doctor intervention or, you know, of all those other different things that we have to do, just by the change in the way that we think about it, changing the way that we look at it and experience it in our lives. You know, this is not about some external force that we're trying to apply in that situation to manipulate the effects that we're having. This is about tapping into our own inner knowing. There's an infinite wellspring of knowledge. There's an infinite power within each one of us that we can tap into and use it to change the things that we're experiencing. This energy, this wellspring of powerful energy inside of us can be a healing force in our lives. Not just healing our physical pains and so forth, but healing the conditions that we really don't want to be experiencing in there. We each one of us has that inherent power in us. You might call it a divine spark, a little thing in there that's going to ignite something and make it happen in our lives. And it connects us all to that one universal power, the spiritual power that Ernest talked about, that divine, creative, loving intelligence that is bringing forth everything into existence. Inside of each one of us, there's that little tiny spark of it that is just waiting to be ignited and brought into our experience as we move through things. It is not limited by any external circumstances. It doesn't really matter what's happening outside of us. We think sometimes that the things outside of us have more control over us than what's happening within us. But it really doesn't. There is nothing outside of us that's going to affect what happens inside of us unless we let it. And the more we let it, then, you know, that's what brings about those experiences. This force resides deep in our consciousness sometimes, and we have to go within to find it. We have to use our spiritual practices to go inside and find the things that will remind us of the truth, remind us of what it is we believe and how it is that we know this creative intelligence is moving through us. Sometimes these things, these ideas have been so layered upon by external circumstances that it really takes a bit of excavation to get to it. You know, we often use that analogy of peeling the onion. You know, you've got to peel out all those outer layers before you can get to that good meaty part of an onion, if you happen to be like me, who likes onions. Ernest says this: we are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What then shall we create? We are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. Isn't that an amazing idea? We are in this infinite wellspring of possibility. And we have everything within us to create what it is we want to experience. Now, this is not about thinking about those things we don't want to experience and thinking, now what did I do to create that? That's not what we're talking about here. I know that has been around for a long time, that, you know, you start to experience something difficult in your life, and someone will say to you, well, what did you do to create that? Which is totally filled with judgment and condemnation and all of that stuff. And also in the back of that is a, well, thank God it's you, not me kind of an attitude. So just so we're clear about that. You know, well, this is not what we're talking about here. But we can change our experiences by changing how we think about them. We can experience things in a much easier way, even if it's a difficult thing, if we change how we look at it, change how we experience it. Ernest said that we can use this power at the center of our being to improve our own life and the world around us. You know, we are chemists in the infinite laboratory of life. What are we creating for our lives? What are we creating for our experience? Our thoughts are not passive. Our thoughts are very active. They are very active, and they create our situations in our lives, or they create our reaction to external situations. You've all been in some kind of a situation that you didn't want to experience, And I know that if you thought about it and amplified that fear of it or the dread of it or the pain of it, then that experience became worse in what you were having at that time. I also know that if you could find a way to put it out of us, to look at it from a distance, to change the perspective of how we look at it, then the experience is received inside of us differently. It's the same experience. You know, I had an experience of cancer 10 years ago, and I was really good with going through the process. I had done enough spiritual work that I wasn't in fear and I didn't have a lot of worry. I knew what was in front of me to do. I was guided and directed to do it. And I was very quiet about it. I didn't talk about it with a lot of people. And I remember after about 3 months of it, I ran into someone that I hadn't seen for a while, and they said, "Oh my goodness, where have you been? I haven't seen you." And I said, "Well, I was dealing with a cancer experience." And they looked at me and they said, "Oh, what did you do to create that?" And I actually had to laugh out loud. I actually laughed in the person's face. And, it was like, okay, this is why I kept my mouth closed. This is why I didn't spread it around, because I didn't want that energy coming at me. I needed to deal with it in the way that I needed to deal with it, to move through it in a way of grace and ease. And that's exactly what I did. So as we are hitting these different experiences in our lives, as we encounter people who have ideas like that, because of their limited beliefs, this is what they're creating, probably have experienced something like that and thought to themselves, what did I do to create that? So therefore they transfer it on to someone else. But when we begin to really look at our stuff, and what are those hidden beliefs that we have that we're giving power to? There are a lot of issues that I've worked through in my life, and there's some of them that I'm still working through. But one of them that I've really healed quite well is the issue about money. And I used to think about money, it was certainly something I had to struggle about. There was always some kind of a struggle involved in it. I was highly educated, I made good money, but there was always this struggle. And it wasn't until I began to look at my old patterns of belief, many of which came to me from my family of origin. Many of them were around that. Many of them had to do with things that I had internalized myself about money, but I had to clear that stuff away because I was actually giving power to it. I was actually allowing it a place to operate in my life, and therefore the experience I had reflected my beliefs. And so when I changed how I thought about things and realized, wait a second, that job is not my source of everything. That job's just one aspect of it. So the money that I'm receiving from that is just one part of my financial well-being. And when I began to look at things that way and think, okay, there are lots of options out there, and there are lots of ways that I can enter into that flow of giving and receiving and allow that money to move back and forth out of my experience just as easily as it comes in. It can go out, and when it goes out, it can come back in. And when I began to get into that flow of my attitude about money, then things opened up. And it really isn't a problem for me anymore because I've been able to change what I believe about it. Ernest says this, "I do believe that I am in silent partnership with all the power, all the presence, and all the love there is. I place my life entirely and completely under the protection and the guidance of this power, and I rest in complete assurance that everything I do will prosper." How would your life be if you knew that everything you did was going to prosper? In whatever way prosper means for you. If it's health, your health is getting better. If it's your relationships, you're having more wonderful relationships with more and more people. Whatever that thing is, everything that you do will prosper when you place your emphasis and your attention on a power that is within you and not without of you. If you put your attention on those things that are outside of us, then we give away our power. If I think that my relationships are dependent upon those people and not dependent upon my attitude about them, then I'm going to have a different experience altogether in every single one of my relationships. If I understand that I am the one who controls how I respond in every single situation, then every single situation is more to my liking than not. Ernest says that we have a silent partnership, and that silent partnership is in our meditations, our affirmations, and our prayer work. It is the place where we do this communing with that inner power. It is that place where we have the realization of that power moving through our lives. It is that place where we get those aha moments. It's like something that you know you will never not be able to know, if that makes any sense. When I know something so deeply inside my soul that I could never unknow it, then that to me is spiritual power. That is a truth that I can rely on for any situation. And whenever I'm faced with anything on the exterior world here, anything that's outside of myself, when I'm faced with that, I can apply that knowing that I received through my spiritual practice to that situation and watch the situation dissolve. Watch the effects of it become minimized, become less intense in my experience. That doesn't mean that I don't have those experiences come up every once in a while, but my reaction to them is wholly different. My reaction to them is now at a place of ease. It's like, okay, I'd rather not be doing this, but this is what's in front of me to do right now. How am I going to respond to it? Every single moment I have that choice. But when we align our belief system with those ideas of love and harmony and abundance, we tap into a reservoir of creative power that knows no bounds. When we align ourselves with those spiritual truths, and we do that through meditation, affirmations, and prayer, when we align ourselves with those spiritual truths, there is no limit to what can be done. There is no limit to the amount of creativity that's available to us, the amount of abundance that's available to us, the amount of love that we can bring into our lives. When we keep ourselves aligned with those truths, and not so focused on the things that we don't want to experience, we become co-creators with the universe. We are creating the experience that we want to have. We shape our reality in accordance to our highest ideas. Listen to that again. We shape our reality in accordance to our highest ideas. The first thing we need to do is get clear about what our high ideas are. What is it I really want to bring into my life? We have wonderful processes for that. If you haven't done some of our workshops, those are great ways to bring things in. I was just talking with Kelly Marshall about creating some workshops this morning that are, I'm just like, again, full of it about these ideas. And so it's things that we can do to actually begin to bring about a better experience than what we might have previously had. However, if we allow our fear, our doubt, and our negativity to dominate us, to dominate our thinking, to be that track that we're hearing over and over again, we are giving away our power. We are creating discord, we're creating limitation, we're creating experiences that we don't really want to have. There's one other component to this that's so powerful here, and that is what we can get when we unify with others. What we can get when we come into a spiritual community like this, and we practice these things together. I spoke earlier about the labyrinth walk on Tuesday night. We did a spring equinox labyrinth walk. And for a while I was in the back, and I was watching the labyrinth breathe. I was watching the people as they were walking the labyrinth and moving into the center of it. And it would get a little tight there. And then the next thing you know, it was exhaling, and the people were moving out. And I began to realize what a synchronistic dance this was, of people, like-minded people coming together. For we were talking about new beginnings. We were talking about bringing balance into our life. That's what the spring equinox represents. And how when we come together, and in an intensified way, this beauty was created, this breathing of the labyrinth it was a magnificent thing to see. And those of you that were here walking it with us, I'm sure you felt the power of that energy coming through. So, we have so many wonderful spiritual practices, spiritual ideas here that we can do to bring about a different experience in our lives, to change how we think about things. But when we do them together, it is amplified. This idea of unity, spirit is one in a whole. It is this one entity that is in and as everything. And so this unity of spirit is inherent within it because we are all part of it. We're all part of that one. We came from it. We'll return back to it. We are part of that one unity of life. This is one of our most profound thoughts that we have in our philosophy, is that we are connected to everything. There is an interconnectedness of all life. All life. And whatever we do to one thing in life affects everything else around it. We do not exist in isolation. I think it's the idea of existing in isolation that has caused many of the problems that we experience in the world. This is mine, that's theirs. I don't want anything to mix between the two. Think of all the boundaries that we have created in the world that have caused conflict. I can think of several that are going on in other parts of the world right now over boundaries, over imaginary lines drawn in the sand, and the conflict and the turmoil that is happening because of that. Imagine if we could bring it together with that understanding that it's one, and it doesn't matter what you call the one. We are not isolated beings, but we are integral parts of a tapestry. There's an idea in Hinduism called Indra's net. And Indra's net is a representation of the cosmos, the entire universe, the entire world. And each one of us is at an intersection where the knots of the rope come together. And each one of us is a jewel that is placed at that intersection of those two lines. And if my jewel moves here, it moves the rope that touches this one, that touches this one, that touches this one. I cannot do anything in isolation because I'm attached to this energetic flow of all life. And if I think I can do something in isolation, then I am removing myself from that flow. I'm removing myself from the power of the unity that is available there. We talk about in Science of Mind, we talk about the macrocosm versus the microcosm. The macrocosm is the whole universe. Spirit exists in the macrocosm. Each one of us is a microcosm of that one. But just think of your body for a moment. I spoke earlier of a cancer experience I had. Illness and disease happens in our body when one cell begins to take more power than the cells around it. When one cell begins to distort itself in some way that is harmful to all those that are around it. If we are a tiny cell in the macrocosm of the universe, and we are doing anything harmful, it is going to affect those cells around us, all of the individuals around us. Even if what we're doing is just harmful to ourselves. I'm sure almost everyone here knows somebody that has been somehow self-destructive. And think about how that impacted your life. We do not exist in isolation. We are part of a unity, a wholeness. Each one of us plays a vital role in this entire cosmos. There is this power out there that we can use. This power that is greater than we are. And we can use it to change the conditions in our lives. And we can allow it to use us for a greater experience of everyone else, including ourselves. as we talked about at the building dedication, the first service of the year, that Ernest Holmes said early on in his life, there's a power for good in the universe, and I can use it. And then later on, he said, there is a power for good in the universe, and it uses me. He had begun to understand that concept of the power of unity. And that when we surrender to thinking, I've got to control this in some way, that our life becomes a place of healing for not only ourselves, but for everyone else around us. I was reading The Anatomy of Healing Prayer by Ernest Holmes recently, and I came across this, and I thought it was appropriate to put into this talk here to bring us to a close here. He says, not that you are using a good power to overthrow an evil power. That's confusion. Not that you are using a big thing to swallow up a little thing. That's confusion. Not that you are using heaven to cool off hell. I love that. That's confusion. Not that you are using light to overcome darkness. There is no darkness. This is where we get stuck. There just isn't any darkness. How many of you have given your power away to a darkness? A darkness that doesn't exist. It feels like it when we're faced in those situations. But if we can step back and look at it from a higher perspective, look at it from that unified consciousness, look at it from a place of empowerment instead of disempowerment, then we have a different experience altogether. Our source of power comes from our embodied understanding of our oneness. Say that again. Our source of power comes from our embodied understanding of our oneness. And we get that embodied understanding of our oneness through meditation, affirmations, and prayer. That's how we understand our oneness. Because it's in those activities that we have the experience of God. It's in those activities where Spirit speaks so beautifully to us. And trust me, once you've had those experiences, you can never unknow the power of that presence. So how do we embrace this power? How do we harness it for our greater good, for the greater good of all? We begin by shifting our consciousness. And again, we begin by letting go of our limiting beliefs. And if you don't know what your limiting beliefs are, there's some work there to do. Journaling is a fabulous practice to figure out what it is I'm really believing here. I love a process called dialogue journaling. And I talk to the problem. It may sound silly, but you write out what the problem is saying to you, and you write your response to it. And all of a sudden it's like, well, look at that. That's what I was believing there in that situation. Find your limiting beliefs and then let them go. The next thing we have to do is embrace that limitless potential that's inside of us. Find an experience that works for you, that lets you feel connected to it. In whatever way you understand Spirit to be. I like to think of Spirit as the ocean. That works for me. And so if I'm really super stuck, I head to California. And I get about 30 minutes from the ocean and I can start to smell it. And I can start to feel it. And my body starts to tingle. I think I saw Fran back there. She knows how my body tingles when I get close to the ocean. She's been on the car with me many times for that. I start buzzing because I'm close to Spirit. For me, that's the understanding of it. That I am just a single drop in the ocean that is God. And sometimes I'm in that ocean and I'm merged with it, and you can't tell where my drop starts and where the next drop starts. There's no ending or beginning. It is totally fluid. Find an understanding of Spirit for yourself. Find what works for you. There are so many different religions because there's so many different ways to connect with spirit. There's so many different ways to practice it. If you've never experienced our labyrinth, I invite you to come to our next labyrinth walk, which will be first Wednesday in April. Find an experience that takes you on an inward journey to connect with spirit. The other thing that we have to do is we have to take responsibility for our own thoughts. We have to take responsibility for our own thoughts. You know, over the years, I've heard people say something will come out of their mouth that they didn't really want to say, and they'll go, cancel, cancel, cancel. That doesn't really work for me, but I can understand that they're taking responsibility for what they just thought. And they're like, oh no, I'm not going there with that one. I'm going to cancel that one. That's not going to be my experience. Put some belief in it. Take responsibility for what's coming through your mind. Work on different practices to help you harness it. Meditation's a great one for that. And the last thing that was really powerful here is for us to cultivate a sense of gratitude and awe at the wonder of life. If you just think about conception, whole bunch of eggs, whole bunch of sperm, all of a sudden came together, and it made you. It could have made thousands of different combinations of people, but it made you. That in and of itself is miraculous. And then after 9 months of forming in your mother's womb, you came into existence as this perfect being. That's miraculous. You are a miracle of life. Life pulses through your veins. Life lights up your neurons. Life is breathing through you and connecting with everyone around you. We begin to approach each moment with wonder and awe, counting our blessings and being grateful for them. Our experience of life changes. It can't help but. So look at your beliefs. Look at what's happening in you. Embrace the idea that you are a frickin' miracle. And give thanks for it. Let's take this in prayer. I invite our practitioners to stand and surround us. And take in a nice breath. For me, that breath connects me with all life, with that one power, that one presence that is showing up in me. And it allows me to know that it shows up just the same in everyone else. I am a miracle of life. Just as each one of us is. That miracle of creation. That miracle of awe and wonder. It's the very nature of who we are. We are brought forth into existence for spirit to experience the world around us. We are a place of love, of creativity, of purpose. I know that I am guided by the same intelligence, and inspired by the same imagination, which scatters moonbeams across the sky and waves across the ocean. I know that same creative, loving intelligence that holds the forces of the universe together resides right at the heart of my being. Right in the heart of all creation. That this one power, this one presence, this one creative love intelligence is so all-encompassing, so overwhelmingly powerful, that it can do nothing else but create itself in more and more beautiful ways. I know that each one of us is a miracle of creation. And I know that each one of us has the power to create the experiences we have as we move through this life. I am so grateful to feel this power bubbling up inside of me. I'm so grateful to watch it moving through all around me. I giggle in delight at the amazing presence of this one. And knowing all of this, I simply know that all is unfolding perfectly, beautifully, and easily. And so I release this word into that law, into that creative, cosmic love intelligence that knows exactly what to do. I let it go and I let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you, practitioners. Thank you, Justin, for that. Oh, that felt good. Okay. So now is that time in our service when we accept donations for the funding of this center. We are a 501c3 spiritual organization, and we receive the majority of our funding through your generous donations. And so as you prepare your offering today, just take a moment and think about the flow moving in and out of your life. We have lots of different ways that you can give. If you like to give electronically, we have our website, we have Zelle, we have Text to Give. Joe has the information on the board. We gratefully receive your cash or check donations. You can send them to, well, don't send cash, but you can send a check to GLV on our address here, and we are happy to receive your donations here today. If you would like to have your donation kept for you for taxes, please use an envelope that's on the back of the chair in front of you. Put your name and contact information in there, and we'll be happy to keep a record of that and send you a letter at the end of the year for you to use in your taxes. All right, would you just hold your offering over your heart? If you're giving electronically, just put your hands over your heart and just breathe into that and feel that place expand within your chest cavity, knowing that the expansiveness of the universe is right there inside of you. You are an amazing miracle. And I know that everything that is given here today blesses and multiplies, not only in the life of this center, but in your lives individually. And so it is.
And so it is.
What are we singing?
Coming.
Money's coming to me.
All right, sing it up now. The money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Every time I open my heart to me, I receive all that I need, knowing that God heals my soul to me. I release and let it flow. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Say, money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Oh, money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. And I have all I need to me. And it's all inside of me. I just ask and let it go to me. And let spirit rain the flow. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Sing it up now. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Affirm this with me now. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me. Last time now. Money is a-coming to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a-coming to me.
If you're looking for a good affirmation for money problems, Karen Drucker, you can sing her song over and over and over again. All right, let's just bless this. We are so, so grateful to receive all of these generous donations, knowing that each one of them has come from that place of internal power, from the overflow of spirit moving through the lives of everyone involved in this. And so I just give great thanks, and I gratefully receive all of these donations on behalf of our beloved center. And so it is. All right. Kelly, come on up. Kelly's got a few announcements. I left my remote, so I'm going to play your Vanna.
Okay, that works. Oh, hello, everyone. We have a couple of new things to talk about today, as well as a couple of old favorites. First of all, Tuesday Supper Club for April is at Mimi's Cafe on Stephanie, close to Sunset Station. Arrive sometime between 5:45 and 6 o'clock and bring cash to pay for your part. You can RSVP in the back with Kaylee after service today, or by visiting our website or checking for the link in your email. Next, coming up on April 28th, after service that Sunday at 11:30, is a town hall where we invite all of our members and friends to come get to know us a little bit better, what we do and how we do it. During that time together, we'll be reviewing the 2024 budget and financial overview, learn about ways you can serve the community, upcoming events, classes, and a whole lot more in support of our vision. You could submit your questions or comments in advance if you like by visiting our website or emailing council@cslglv.org. One way that you can serve today is by signing up to be an usher, a greeter, or 4, hospitality. We know how much you like your after-service snacks, and now it is your opportunity to bring something to share. The sign-up sheets for each of these areas is out in the lobby. Please feel free to stop by and take a look on your way out today. Next, I've heard a rumor that people are meeting secretly about Gourmets for God, and they'll have some surprises for us coming up soon. So just keep your eyes and ears open for information on what that is and how you can participate in it. Something I don't think we've ever done before. We are Dancing with the Divine, and Reverend Hannah is going to be here to show us what that means. Dancing with the Divine is 40 minutes of dance and music, followed by a 10-minute guided meditation, which allows you, the dancer, to integrate their experience with a spiritual movement. After the meditation is an optional, facilitated sacred circle to share in your experience with what you've uncovered. Cost in advance is $10. At the door is $15. You can get tickets in the back with Kaylee or on the website. And of course, next is this Wednesday's service, Healing Our Pain with Reverend Laura. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit more about it.
All right. So, all of us experience pain in one way or another in our lives, and it's how we move through it that determines the effects that it has on us, the long-lasting effects. And there are things that we can do in our consciousness to begin to have a different experience of pain, to actually physically lessen the pain within us. And so, based on the work of people like Deepak Chopra and Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza, we're going to be looking at some techniques on how to move through the experience of pain, whether you have chronic pain or whether you have just an isolated pain that happens every once in a while. This is an opportunity to look at how we can physically heal our bodies with the power of our mind. So come join me. It's really going to be powerful. All right. This is a good day. And speaking of Reverend Hannah's dance, I've experienced it up in St. George. She did it there for my community a couple of times. It is really fun. And you don't even have to be a dancer. I am not a dancer, although I'm making it work up here a little bit. I was so clumsy, my parents put me in ballet just to try to help. It didn't. But anyway, it's just a matter of being in this vibrational quality of ecstatic movement. It's not like Sufism where the whirling dervishes are whirling around, but it can be very much like that, where you just let your body move to the rhythm of the music. And she's got some great music to provide for us. Stuff you'll like. I know it's all good stuff. So, and again, it's like 40 minutes of dancing, movement. Also, there is this thing called chair dancing. I don't know if anybody's ever done it before, but you can sit in your chair and dance. You sway back and forth. You just kind of move. You're in the rhythm. You don't have to get up. So come join us. It'll be a great experience here. And then, like I said, there's a little meditation and debrief afterwards. So, pardon me? What date was that? 13th. There we go. Saturday the 13th at 6 o'clock here on the labyrinth floor. We're going to make a circle. All right. Would you stand?
Strike the chairs.
Oh, yes. After service, we have prayer available in the prayer room, and we would greatly appreciate anybody who is physically able to help us stack the chairs. You just take the chairs, stack them in stacks of 6 up against the wall. If you can do that, we would greatly appreciate that. It makes the space available for us during the week to use as we need to. All right, this comes from Ernest Holmes' book, 365 Science of Mind, and I found it and I said, we have to end with this today. All right, repeat after me. I am one with the creative power of the universe. I possess the vitality of the infinite. Let's get the feelings in there too. I am strong and well. That's it. The life of spirit is my life. All of its strength is my strength. Its power is my power. And I am a center for spiritual living. A little use me, Justin.
abide as you show me all that I must do.
All right, last time now.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all